Yeah, it's now live.
Hello, we are live, I hope. I don't think anybody's here yet, but we are here.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, if you're here, let us know in the comments if you can hear us and see us, and what you're going to be reading today. And we have got the lovely Emily, pointing in the wrong direction. We've got the lovely Emily from Novel Novels. We've got the lovely Gem down below there from Gem of Books, and both of their channels are linked in the description, so do check them out. And yeah, welcome to Pastandfuturereadathon live. It's our last live reading sprints for this readathon, and we're quite sad. We've been enjoying hanging out with everybody. It's been fun every weekend.
Yeah,
I missed the first one. I've got FOMO about the fact that I missed week one.
That was the best one.
That was your one, wasn't it, Jen?
Of course it was the best one.
Oh no, thank you all for doing these. It's the first time I've ever done this on a readathon, the reading sprints and everything. It's the first time I've ever done a reading sprint, so thank you guys for being co-hosts, and thanks to Jack. And we'll do it again next year, won't we?
Yeah, it's been really fun. I've loved it. And Jack is hopefully on the way in a minute, and we may have a special guest later on as well. So, which I spoiled in the thumbnail. So, who have we got here? Berna is in. Hi, Berna. Let us know what you're reading. And we've got Katie. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
Good morning to you. We are at sort of 2 in the afternoon here, but let us know what time it is if you're around the world somewhere, not in the UK. And yeah, so what is everybody reading today? What are you going to read, Em? What are you going to read?
A book, because I've had this on my shelf for ages. It's a chunky one. It's a massive book. It's like 430 odd pages.
So you'll be finishing that in the first sprint then?
It might take her 2
I'm nearly halfway through. It says it's contemporary, but I think I'm going to put it as historical fiction, because it's like originally set in the 1950s, and it kind of follows this lady's life. And it's all right, but it's not. It's Greatest Hits by Laura Bartlett. She was the one who wrote the versions of us. And it's all right, but it's not jumping out at me. It's not like a top of the range kind of book. So I think I'm gonna read this today, and then tomorrow on my last, I always count like the 30th is my last proper day of the month. So I'm gonna read like an easy contemporary and a shorter book, because I've got a shorter book that's Charlie's given me called Zorri. She's lending me.
By Laird Hunt.
Yes, I think so. Hang on a second. Charlie's lending it to me.
I was talking about it the other day, and I was like, that sounds quite good, because that was longlisted for the BookTube prize, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like less than 200 pages. So I thought tomorrow I'm going to crack on and read that in a contemporary. So cool. I'm going to save it for the last book of the month.
Nice. So, am I right in thinking you have already achieved a bingo on all the podcast prompts? Well done. I think I saw yours like a couple of hours after I saw Lynn. So if Lynn is in, congratulations, Lynn.
Yeah, Lynn got hers, and it was like, hey.
And Jem, what are you going to be reading today?
We know.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
The Electra.
Yay! It's Elantris by Brandon Sanderson. You're halfway through, surely.
I am halfway. Where's my camera? Yay. Halfway. And it is really good.
You've been reading on every sprint.
Every single sprint. Yeah, and I've managed 310 pages.
At least you're consistent.
I think you've actually read 310 pages in like the first sprint on the third time.
Em's read like 310 books during the sprint.
I've read 30 books this month, according to my stats. 30 or 31 books.
So Verna says it's 5 p.m.
Oh my goodness, she's later than us.
So you're ahead.
Yeah.
And Amelia's here. Hi, Amelia.
Hi,
Amelia. And hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer. Oh, Jack's coming on now.
Berna, oh, have we got Jack? No, I can't see her yet. Berna says hopefully she'll finish Jamaica in.
Can't wait to read that next month.
Yeah, me too. I might start the month with that.
I'm too. I've got everyone nagging me to start The Wolf Den. That's the book that everyone's nagging me to start. So,
and Katie says it's 8 a.m. there.
Oh my goodness.
Reading The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. Sounds good. Let us know what that's about. And we've got Nadeem. Hi, Nadeem.
Hi.
And we've got Sonia Johnson. Hi, Sonia.
Read Jamaica in as well.
Jamaica in as well, yay. Huge ironing pile. Can't put the book down. A book is superior to ironing every day.
Yeah, I don't do it.
Wrong. Perfect for a dreary January day. We did actually try and pick the books with the time of the year in mind, didn't we? So we were hoping this was a nice dark book for a January, February day.
I so cannot wait for that book.
And Nadeem is currently reading Tales from the Cafe, second part.
Oh, that's really good. I love that.
Haven't read that.
I love that.
You love that. And Amelia, Jennifer will be pleased to know I have 50 pages of Affinity by Sarah Waters left, and I shall be messaging her shortly with my thoughts.
What do you think of Affinity, Amelia? Because I was a bit mixed on that.
Oh, don't tell Jennifer that.
Oh, Jack is here. Don't say it. My screen has obviously put your picture down below because I've got the timer shared already in the background, so I can see you.
That's all right.
Jack, we were saying earlier we might be doing reading sprints every month, like do one a month on each other's channels if you're up for
lovely.
it.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Sounds like fun.
I'm kind of miss it when we stop now because it's been like every week.
Yeah, fun.
So lovely. Jennifer is happy to hear that from Amelia. And it's Jennifer's favourite book.
Oh God, sorry, Jennifer.
What book is that?
I did like most of
it. I'm going to have to look at the chat. Let me go back on the comments here. Oh.
What are you Jack, what are you going to be reading today?
Well, I've got a choice of starting Jamaica in, because I'm kind of like read the first page last night and I was like, I bet you want to read this.
That's a gorgeous copy, Jen.
Yeah, I got this for Christmas. This was a Christmas present. Good timing as well.
I want that copy.
And the other choice is where is it? There it is. Terry Pratchett's Unseen Academicals, which I've started and I think I might read on my Kindle. But the other books that I've got on the go are audio books. So I'm thinking, right, if I start Jamaica in, that'll mean I'll have 4 books on the go. I'm trying not to do that. I keep doing that. I'm trying not to.
Yeah. We've got a couple of people in the chat reading Jamaica in, so you'll be in good company. We've got Berna trying to finish it today, and Sonia who's avoiding her ironing by reading it.
Yeah, because I finished Rebecca yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Oh, that's gorgeous. I loved Rebecca.
Back to back.
Yeah, it's brilliant writer, isn't she? She's amazing. Yeah, I've never read. I remember doing some, like, there was like a Du Maurier piece for my A level, like where you had an extract for one of the exams. That's the only Daphne Du Maurier I've ever remember reading. But yeah, she's fantastic so far, so good.
What are you reading anyway, Alice? You haven't told us what you're reading.
I am reading Shift by Hugh Howey. And I'm this far from the end.
Oh wow!
So the other day I was moaning to these three that this book is 570 pages long, and I was like, oh, it's a bit long, especially for what it is. This was before I started it, and then in like 3 days I've read over 400 pages. So I can finish this today. It's a speedy one.
You enjoy it?
It's the second book in a trilogy, and it took me a little while. Yeah.
Wool, is it?
Yeah. So I read Wool. I read it absolutely years ago. And then I had a go at reading this on a holiday, but just sort of abandoned it after about 80 pages. And so it was on its last chance.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Mia's got the plug in her room.
Oh, bless Emily.
So yeah, it's good. It's speedy. So hopefully I might get quite a bit of that read today. I've got some more books on standby in case.
Have you got the third book? Have you got the third book of that? Is that the second one?
No, I don't have the third book. So it'll be another several years before I.
See, this is actually taking me time to read, even though it's like a longer one. Normally, like with longer ones, I don't take long, do I?
No.
But there's something about it. It's not like one I'm enjoying as much. I'm quite annoyed at myself.
What are you reading, Jem? What are you reading?
Same as always.
Oh, I thought you might be finished by now.
No!
You're reading a sprint book, though, to be fair. It'd be sad if it wasn't here because it's been like a feature.
We would miss it.
No.
I see Kate.
It's going to be weird not seeing that every week.
She's reading Happiness Project because I love that book.
Oh, you've read that one?
I love it.
So it's about
I really like it.
Documenting over a year developing habits or practices that she believes will make her life happier. It's month by month. That does sound interesting.
I read it about 6-7 years ago. No, more. About whenever it came out. And it's every month she focuses on a different area of her life. And for each month, so she's like February, she focuses on love because it's Valentine's Day, but not necessarily romantic love, just love in general. Yeah. And she reads all the world's great philosophers and people who've got advice on these various aspects of your life, and she tries to follow what they say and see if it makes a difference in her life and makes her happy. It's really interesting concept.
That sounds good. And Jennifer has a confession that she has DNF Jamaica in, but she has read it before. But for her, it's not her favourites. Fair enough.
I think Jennifer DNF like Capture the Castle as well, didn't she?
I think Jennifer's DNF most things from time to time.
I need to get better at DNFing. Alice, I didn't like 26A.
No.
I didn't like it as much as I wanted to. I don't know if it's because I tried to read it too fast, but I just didn't connect. She's going to hate me now, isn't she?
Do you want to hear my shocker? You might kick me off. I didn't love Rebecca.
No, but I don't think you have to love Rebecca.
No, I didn't love it as much as I loved Jamaica Inn. I preferred Jamaica Inn to Rebecca.
I have to say, I loved Du Maurier's writing, and I think I liked the psychological thriller aspect, because I think I've said before in the past, if I had to ditch a genre when I was made to, like, when there was questions in a tag, if you had to ditch a genre, it should have been, I said thrillers, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, but I'm like, well, generally yes, but I like a psychological thriller or a domestic thriller. They're good, and Rebecca's very much a psychological thriller, isn't it? But basically, I think it was too long. I think it was too long. I think it could have been a lot shorter. But I love her writing. I love her descriptive writing. It was gorgeous. But at certain points, I was like, come on now.
If you like shorter ones, Jack, I would recommend Frenchman's Creek.
I'm gonna read more Du Maurier for sure. I'm gonna read. It's not. I mean, it wasn't just that. I think it wasn't because it was the length of the book. I think it was just too long for the story that it was. Yeah, if that makes sense. So I don't mind if the book's long, if it's if everything needs to be in there. But I just felt like it was just too overly descriptive at points, and I was just getting a bit fed up with the main. Did we ever learn the main character's name?
No,
the narrator. You don't learn her name, do you?
No. The second Mrs. De Winter.
The second Mrs. De Winter.
That's pretty much what they say,
Anyway.
So Berna is saying in the chat that she thought Rebecca is much better than Jamaica Inn, to be honest.
I've heard Jamaica Inn, definitely.
And Jennifer says she did also DNF. I captured the Excellent. 2 out of 2 for FOMO Book Club.
As if we get a third one next month.
Come on, Tom. Right.
Sprinting.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
And I think Harry will be about to join us as well. So if you see a furry ear or something, he is around.
Pedro's having a sleep behind me there. There he is.
Sleeps downstairs on Chris.
Yeah, I think Harry's about to join us at any point. So let's see if I can actually remember how to share the screen. Can we do this?
Hey, you did it, Alice.
Beautiful.
Have I done it? Mine's on a go slide.
Jack's in the corner. I can't see her. She's in that corner.
Comment.
It's fine, because what if I fall asleep? You don't want to see my face. It's fine.
No, we've got
Right, a 20-minute sprint, I think, and if I start it up now, and we'll see you in 20 minutes. So everybody enjoy your reading. Let's get started. And yeah, see you in 20. right.
Hello.
Hiya.
Hello. Hello, ladies. How did you get on?
Right.
Yeah, some good
All
reading.
right.
The Kindle said 10 pages according to the Kindle. So I decided I'd read it on the Kindle rather than read the actual paperback.
Oh.
I read 60.
I think I did 6.
I did 14.
Well done. Yes,
All right.
10 pages.
Deary me, 60 pages.
You know what I'm like? I'm naturally a speed reader.
We've got Lynn in now. Hi, Lynn.
Oh, hi, Lynn.
Hi,
Lynn.
Lynn. It was on the boat.
We've already shouted out Lynn once because Lynn's the only person
Yeah, she
who
is
beat
brilliant.
to a
We
bingo.
love Lynn.
So,
She did get the bingo, didn't she? Well
Yeah.
done, Lynn, yes.
so if
I don't
anybody
think I'm
else
going to get the bingo.
thinks they're going to get a bingo or has a bingo, let us know. If you've done some of the prompts for past and future, Lynn's done all of them, and Emily has done all of them. Yay!
Well done.
Not me though. So, and we've also got BJ Minton in. So good morning, ladies. It's 8:30 here in the southern US. Just started Black Coral, the second in the Underwater Investigation Unit series by Andrew Main. Not heard of that. And also reading Blue Monday by Nikki French. I love that book.
Oh, yeah, you love
Such
that.
a good series. Such a good series. So yeah, I read 14 pages, and this is my book set in the future. I'm trying to do the last 2 prompts. I don't think I'll complete it in time. But this one's the set in the future. The only one I haven't done is a book set before I was born, which I could have counted Tom Sawyer for. But I did actually set aside to the lighthouse, and I didn't.
I think that counts, though. I don't think it has to be the one that you intended.
It definitely counts.
I think it counts.
Yeah. So I can double up, and I can count that, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I read this,
That's
I
what we
will
said
get
about the
bingo.
readathon, was to make it flexible.
Lynn,
How do
missed out
you do on
two.
the board, yeah?
Lynn says it was a great readathon. Thank you all for running it. Thanks for joining in,
Oh,
Lynn.
thank you for
We've
doing
enjoyed your
it.
updates on the bingo board.
Oh, it's been so much fun.
Berna finished 1 chapter of the book, and the alarm started beeping. Oh dear. But well done on reading a chapter.
My treat
yeah.
was this. That was my treat. That was my treat.
Nice.
Got
Seeing
my
as I'm on a
treat.
book buying ban, my treat was not allowed to be a book. So to get around
What was
that,
your treat then?
a nice notebook.
Oh, that's brilliant. Notebooks are good.
Doesn't count if there's no writing in it, right?
No, exactly. What's your treat for the people, ladies?
I haven't got a treat yet.
No, nor have I.
But I do have like a £10 Waterstones voucher. So I might go and treat myself. I don't know what to. I might go in. I'll tell you what I'm going to do though, because I think I'll go into Waterstones and I'll look for something that I've not seen before. That's what I'm going to do.
Good idea.
Well, like I said, my Gomersham Park was my treat, and this was because of Jem. This is my other treat, and that was because of Gem's fault. And look at it, it's got the periodic table on it though.
I love that. I love those sprayed edges. So
Beautiful.
Katie has started her first chapter, Boost Energy, which I need to learn how to do. I do admire those
mate.
like changes to her life, because change is hard. Yeah, I struggle with change.
Yeah, I did struggle with
And
change.
energy.
Yeah, definitely need to do
Have the
some
energy to change.
Yeah.
The
If
only
I
2 prompts
behind my book, you'll know I haven't boosted my energy.
only 2 prompts I didn't do were From the Future and Relive Your Youth. But I'm always reliving my youth.
I actually did
right?
those 2.
Hey.
Me and you've got bingo between us then, Gemma.
We did. We were like tag teaming.
Yeah, you tagged
Yeah,
it.
tag team.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
High five. So if we go like this, if I go like that, and you go, oh.
Berna says she will be done with 6 prompts.
Oh,
She could
brilliant.
make it in.
Well done, Berna.
That's great, Berna. And Lynn has brought a scented candle to read by.
Oh,
Very nice.
That's a nice treat.
well, I might have one of those on tonight. I might put a scented candle on
Very
tonight.
That
nice.
is a nice treat.
Yeah, I put mine on the other night for a bit of reading.
I might try and do that tonight.
I might do that now. I'll run and get one for the next sprint.
I'm going to do one more sprint, ladies, and then I'm going to shoot off just after the chatty bit, and then I'll sort of come on and say hi and goodbye.
Cool.
Do it that way, probably.
Yeah.
I promised Chris some attention. I'm not going to have another Sunday off now until my birthday weekend.
Oh, really?
You're normally working, aren't you?
Yeah.
I literally do like all the Sundays, but I've got my birthday's on the 9th. I've got that weekend off so that I could have, because my birthday's on a Thursday. So I'm kind of decided, because I'm a bit of a big kid, not that you would have guessed, but I'm going to kind of like have Thursday with Chris, like the actual birthday with Chris, and I'm not going to Baz Books. Friday I'm going to have like a day off, and he may be off, and we may do something like as a fact, like just us. So we may have a couple of days off together. And then Saturday do it solidly with the kids, and just have like a long weekend with them and like the family, and like celebrate. The Saturday before my birthday, I'm going out to my first time with Casper's. We're going to Casper's with one of my best friends.
Lovely.
I'm just kind of like, and then I've got Mother's Day off the following Sunday.
Great.
Very nice.
Lots to look forward to then.
Yeah.
We've got Laurie. Laurie stopped in. Hi, Laurie. She's working on her last 4 books for the readathon, 4 at once. Ghost Wolf by Sarah Moss. Now, I had Ghost Wolf by Sarah Moss out of the library for the majority of last year. Did I read it?
No.
And
I'm talking about that. Yeah, I've got lots of library books now.
It was tiny. But it
is tiny. I've seen it. It's tiny.
About 100
So how come you
didn't have time?
The
Memory Game by Nikki French. That's one of my favourite of the older Nikki French books. Love that. And Lillian Boxfish Takes a Walk by Kathleen Rooney. I've not heard of that one.
Great title.
No, I'm saying to you, how didn't you get to it? But didn't you read like 100 and something books last year?
Yeah, 177 books.
Why didn't you get to that?
And Nadeem is working on Before the Coffee Gets Cold. It's your best read in 2022. The Tales
That
from
was
the
one of my
Cafe
favourite books.
also started so nicely, running at a great pace so far. I'm loving it.
That book killed me. It made me cry.
Jennifer did tell me this when I had it persistently out of the library for 6 months. Ghost Wolf is a great book. I know, I'm going to go back to the library and get it back out. I'm actually reading it this year.
I've decided I'm going back to the library in March. I can't do it in February because I bought too many books in February, already. We'll go back in March.
The Lucy Worsley Agatha Christie biography at work. That's cool. I think this is the first readathon I will complete in total. Well done.
Amazing, Laurie. Well
done.
That's really good.
How many prompts have you done, Jem?
Sort of 5. If you count the fact that I DNF'd 1 and I'm still currently reading 2.
That's fine. That's good.
Oh, it's close.
Yeah, so actually finished 2.
That counts.
Jem, you've read loads and loads of books that weren't for the readathon, so I think 5 is a pretty respectable showing.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Very respectable.
This is good for you.
So, shall we
it has been a really fun readathon.
Oh, yeah, it has been. Thank you for inviting us to host it.
Yeah.
I was telling my previous host, Gemma, yesterday, I was sort of saying, because obviously she's left and she's not going to come back to BookTube now. And I was saying, it's been so busy though, this we've done a lot more with it. But I've loved it. It's been the most fun ever. So, yeah, you guys are literally being mobbed into doing it next year.
Well, it's a good way to start the year, I think. I did it last year when I wasn't a host.
Lovely.
So it's just nice and casual. Feels like a good start.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, shall we do another sprint? Because then you've got to do some family time.
I can then shoot off and give.
And I think our special guest, Ange, might arrive after that as well.
Tag team.
Shall we do?
Yeah, we're definitely tag teaming.
Another 20 minutes. Yeah. Oh, I've gone to press start and I haven't actually done the thing. Let's try and share it. Ooh.
Yep, you got it there.
Right, enjoy reading, everyone.
See you after.
Bye.
Yeah.
See you afterwards.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, I nearly fell asleep then.
Hello. I think we've got Ange as well. Let's add Ange.
Hey!
Hiya.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How did everybody get on with their reading?
About 6 pages again.
Well done.
12.
Well done. Consistent.
I'll have a look.
Last time. Let's
About
guess.
60 to 70 again.
Working.
I
That's
read
really done.
17 this time.
That's really good.
Not bad. It's quite a quick book to read. Some of the pages were blank though. I did think that was maybe cheating.
That definitely doesn't count.
So probably only 16 pages then. Definitely a blank one in there.
What about you, Jack?
I did 12, which is 2 more than last time.
Hey.
It's not too bad. Although I suppose the book, so I'm reading it on the Kindle, and I started opening the book thinking, you know, I'm going to read the book and then I can tell you exactly how many pages, because the Kindle's got like the page count, but it's not always the same depending on the size of the font.
Yeah.
And I've had this on my TBR for so long. This is one of the very, very few Discworld books I've never read before. That when I open it, it's got, you know, when the pages start cracking and the spine starts cracking, the pages start coming out. The book's dried out.
Oh no!
It's been on my TBR for so long. It's like, just if I feel like if I had to read it and I'd open it, just the pages will start falling out because the glue's dried out or something.
Oh god,
Just
no!
desiccated. Yeah.
I'll just use it for holding up on camera when I talk about it at some point.
My book's got a problem as well. It's like where I got up to the first time, it's cracked at that, and
That's
Oh,
what's
I've
like,
had a
this is
couple of books
cracking all the way
like that
through.
too.
so
Yeah,
I've
this
got
is like-
that.
Yeah,
At the
cracking all the way
beginning
through.
section.
I've got a book
Bad.
next month that I'm reading that's really old, and I'm worried it's going to like crack. It's a little one, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Hang on a minute. Oh,
yeah.
my phone. I need to get my box charger logged in. See, this is why I'm sensible. I bring my box charger up with me.
Uh-huh.
See, I'm not as daft as I look.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go.
Oh, we've got Charlie as well. It says,
Hi, Charlie!
Hello, Charlie.
if I can get the message to come up, which it's on a go
Yeah,
slow.
Charlie's has come up.
So Charlie says, hi lovelies, hope you are all well. I'm going to try and read my last Doris chapter. Good luck, Charlie.
Hey, well done, Charlie.
You probably have read it by now, Charlie, maybe. And hope you're feeling better, because Charlie's been a bit poorly.
Yeah,
I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah.
well, she's been
Yeah.
messaging me about bloody Doris every day, so I managed to make her laugh.
Katie's enjoying her book. May just read it throughout the year rather than all at once. That does sound nice, because
Nice
the same
idea,
as the book that goes throughout a year, so that would be good. And Berna, I did not finish a chapter, but according to Kindle, just 13 minutes to finish the book. Should be the
That's
next
pretty
one,
good.
Berna. Ange, I don't know how long you've been in the thingy for.
Waiting room.
I saw you towards the end of that sprint. Did you
Yeah,
enjoy
I
it?
only came in when you had about 2 minutes left.
Fair enough.
Ah, that's all right.
And what are
I'll
you
probably
going to
be leaving in about 5-10 minutes.
You got a book for today, Ange? What are you going to be reading?
I've got Doris. I'm going to finish Doris.
Doris as well.
Yeah,
Cool.
and I've also got a tale for the time being, which is for the Blind Eye Book Club, but I'm behind.
I'll finish
I
that
haven't
one.
even started. Haven't even started.
Yeah, it's
I
good.
really wanted to read that one. I haven't yet, but I probably will at some point. Charlie says she read 3 pages, reading super slow. Then she says no,
No, 5 pages.
Charlie, I'm glad someone read less than me.
Bring it
I enjoyed your live, Ange. Sorry, I was just saying I enjoyed your live yesterday. Ange. It's very good. I might start the anomaly now, actually. I'm just thinking about, got a million things to start.
Oh,
I'm
midnight.
trying
Did
to
you
decide what
literally
shop
just
I'm
say Jack. I don't want to start like.
I know. I want to start the anomaly, and I want to start Jamaica in.
Yeah, I really want to start Jamaica in.
I really want to start Jamaica in. It's going to kill me to wait.
I think the issue as well, I've got all these books on BorrowBox, and Young Mungo's just come up on BorrowBox for me as well. So it's these library books. What's that?
Can't you just bump it?
No, Young Mungo on BorrowBox, what I can do is I can just keep renewing it because it lets you renew it, which
Does
you
it?
can hold it off with other
This is
people,
Whatever.
which is terrible. You know, it only gives you like 2 or 3 renewals depending on how many people are waiting. So yeah, but I've got the trees and I've got the anomaly and Young Mungo all on BorrowBox at the moment. Poor people waiting for them somewhere. I'm just like holding these books hostage on my Kindle. Yeah.
Oops.
I'm listening to an Elaine Everest book, A Mother Forever, like the prequel thingy majiggy on BorrowBox. So I needed a book to listen to till my next book comes out that I'm waiting for. And I'm actually really enjoying listening to it on audiobook after reading it. And I'm finding that I'm probably going to do the same with Switch. I'm going to listen to it on audiobook as well. So I'm going to do my audiobooks as my rereads. And see
Rereading on audiobook is really good. Rereading
I
on
actually
audio
found
is
I
great.
love doing that with Fletcher, yeah.
The Fletcher wasn't Alison the Switch. Alison Steadman does the Switch. She's brilliant.
Oh, I can't wait to listen to that. I can't wait. I really can't.
I have actually got that out of BorrowBox at the moment, but I haven't started it yet.
Really good.
Katie's
And are you
jumping
going to
off
get the
a
next
bit.
Doodle book? The next Doris book? I wonder if Angie's going to read the next Doris book.
I've got them all.
You've got them all?
I've got, so I've got a physical copy of this one, then I've got Kindle copies of the other ones, so I can read along.
You'll love them.
With Charlie and Charlie.
I'm loving them.
Katie is leaving us. Bye, Katie.
Actually, I better go as well.
I don't know if she'll be back before it ends. Enjoy your book, Katie. You can carry on with reading a bit more. And thanks for coming.
Okay, I'm gonna go, guys, because I've got to go and give Chris some attention. But thank you everyone for doing the readathon. Thank you all for doing the sprints with me. Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. Thanks for
I'll join you. I'll speak to you in the chat later. Bye.
See you soon.
Bye.
Yep, I think I can take them off. Yeah. And Charlie says her BorrowBox gives her 5 renewals. I haven't tested mine out, but I think I've renewed the Switch a couple of times.
What happened with it depends on the book, because when I had Mayflies out, it didn't let me renew it, and it basically said I couldn't borrow it again for some reason. I don't know if they took it off their catalog. I don't know if they took it off their catalog. That's why I ended up getting it on Zigzag in the end.
Yeah, when I had 7 rooms out on BorrowBox, it wouldn't let me renew.
Yeah,
the deed.
I think it depends on who's waiting on it and stuff like that, doesn't it? Yeah, how many people are waiting.
So BJ's very much enjoying the Andrew Main book that he's reading. She's reading. So that was the underwater one, wasn't it? I hadn't heard of
that sounds really interesting.
That sounds like a you book, Alice. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it.
Yeah, it does sound quite me. I've had quite a few comments from BJ Minton recently. I think they're watching lots of my older videos and got a lot of overlapping tastes in terms of crime fiction, so they probably would really enjoy that. And Charlie says, "Oh no, I think that's
about the renewals."
About the renewals, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Shift was getting to a really, really exciting part when we were reading just then.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to get to the end of the chapter by the end of the sprints, but luckily I did. And I'm sure there'll be more exciting bits. Oh, Harmony's here. I'm only here briefly before phone battery dies. I've never used BorrowBox. Nice to have you here, Harmony. Hiya.
I haven't used BorrowBox either. I don't think I can get it where I am.
So it depends on where your library. Because I didn't know my library, because I had Libby, but I didn't know my library had BorrowBox as well. So I went on my you know, you got an online account for your library
Yeah.
where you can renew your physical books and stuff. And then they had BorrowBox, and I think they've got one other.
Mine's got
ebook
BorrowBox
service.
and another one.
Yeah, I don't know what the other one is.
Got Libby, BorrowBox, and one called U Library, but I've literally never
That's-
found a
I think
single
that might
thing
be
I want to read on that one.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I've got Libby, but
Which is the most spoken language in England after English? I've not got this answer clearly from anywhere. I don't actually
I
know.
would say in England.
In England, after English, depends on what part of the country, I suppose, because
Yeah,
in
It's
London there are so many
multinational.
languages spoken. So many
definitely.
languages.
Polish?
I wouldn't even be able to hazard a guess, I don't think. Polish, you reckon?
Oh,
Maybe.
That's a good one. Maybe Google it. But I think because I know the sort of ethnic makeup of the schools I've worked in certain parts of London. I know that, and in certain parts of London, obviously, you've got really, depending on the diversity of the community, you've got a specific ethnic groups are like a bigger proportion of them. So I think when the school I worked in, Bengali and Turkish and Somali were the big languages.
Yeah.
So
I just googled it: Polish, Romanian, Punjabi, and Urdu.
there you
Oh,
go.
there you go.
So there you go.
Wow. Learned something new there.
Indeed.
So,
You had that right, Ange. You said Polish, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, but now
Well
I'm
done.
interested whether it depends where in England now.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like by county where will be.
I definitely think there'd be a lot of variation. It'd be interesting to find out what the variation is according to area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we do another sprint, ladies?
Let's do it.
So I need to reset the timer, I think. Let me see. And we're all still reading the same stuff, I think. Don't forget to comment if you want to say something about your book or whatever. And yeah, I'll try and reset this. And we will see you in 20 minutes.
See you in 20.
Share it. Maybe try and share the timer. And see you in a bit. Hello. I was right in the middle of a good bit.
Yeah, me too.
What's gonna happen? Yeah, I'm gonna reluctantly leave it. I think I read 20 pages.
Oh, that's good.
Not bad at all.
I think I did 6 again.
Well done. You're
I did
nothing
16.
consistent.
I am consistent.
Yeah.
How did you get on, Ange?
I read 14 pages. I got to the end of a chapter just in time, really.
Oh, well done.
Satisfying. That's satisfying.
Very satisfying. I somehow
Feeling
didn't, which
smug.
is annoying me.
Are you enjoying it, Doris?
Yeah,
Is it the first one? The first one in
yeah,
that
it's the
series?
first one. If I had to describe it, it's a sort of a mix of Hyacinth Bouquet and Last of the Summer Wine. Can you remember
really?
that?
Yeah.
It's sort of like that humour
Mm.
to it. So, yeah, it's sort of funny.
Mhm.
Oh, I like stuff like that.
About halfway through, I think. Maybe not. I think it's about halfway I am.
That's good. Yeah, I thought I was going to probably finish this on sprints, but I definitely don't think I am going to now.
How much have you got left?
I've got about 100 pages, so that's not going to happen.
Probably
but
not.
I might finish it tonight.
Yeah.
It does get quite addictive.
That'd be a good one to get off the giant TBR.
Yeah. And it was one of my ones that I said was going to self-destruct in 12 months, so I've read it just in time because I've just filmed that video and it's not going to self-destruct. Yay! Which was quite important as it was the middle book in a trilogy and I did want to read the trilogy. Risky. Let's see what everybody else has been reading. So Harmony said, I'm reading a huge history book and an autobiography. Finished 4 other books this month though, including 3 I started last year. Well done, excellent. And Charlie says, that's a good description. I think that's of our Doris. So, well, good, well described, Ange. And Berna has finished the book.
Yay! Did you like it, Berna?
Yeah, tell us everything. Was it good? I can't remember if Berna was rereading it. I think she might have been. I'm not sure.
Hi,
Danny.
Hi, Danny. Good to see you. And Berna says she also read a couple of pages from a Turkish thriller book. Ooh. Excellent. Yeah, let us know, Berna, whether that was a reread of Jamaica Inn and what you thought. And I suppose that'll be an upcoming live, won't it? We're doing Jamaica Inn at the end of the month.
Yes.
We probably need to look at our diaries soon.
Yes, and a date for it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I need to actually read the book first, but yeah, probably towards the end of the month.
I love that none of us have started it yet.
No, I think I think at first it was like deliberately I must put it off to make sure that I don't forget it before the live. And now it's like, oh, it's February. I really should have read it.
And February's a really short month.
I know, and everybody in the chat seems to be really, really enjoying it on the Discord and everything. Or saying things like, can't wait to chat about this. And I'm like, oh, you haven't read it yet. Yeah. And when I went to see my dad and met up with my best friend, and she's joining in with the book club as well. And she's finished it now too. I'm like, no. She really enjoyed it as well. So yeah, I think they're watching today, so shout out. Hello, Cheryl and Imogen and Wayne. And Danny says he's read about another 30 pages of Jamaica.
Even Danny. Yeah,
I'm worrying, ladies. We really should.
That makes me worried.
I think I might read the first chapter. If we're doing another sprint, I might read it. First chapter. I'll get started.
It.
peer pressured you into reading it, Jack.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a reread. I think it was a reread for Berna. She liked it better than the first read. Pumped it up from 6 to 7 out of 10.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, solid book.
Bumped, not pumped.
Yeah. I read some Daphne du Maurier short stories with Berna. I think we read the Don't Look Now and Other Stories collection together. I think we rated it higher than that. We both enjoyed like sort of the same stories in it, I think. I think Berna might have given that 8. Correct me if I'm wrong, Berna. It might have been a 7 overall.
Talking about, like, we were talking about Borrowbox earlier, and I think it suggested to me a book of short stories, which was Agatha Christie, Daphne du Maurier, and someone else, some other famous writers, a collection of short stories. And I was like, yeah, reserve. Like, I don't have enough to read. Reserve that.
Oh, Danny says rude.
Rude but accurate, mate.
Rude. I think Jen's only being rude because she hasn't read it yet. So Nadine says, when we learn English, we're told which English do you want to learn? USA English, UK English, or Indian English? Do you think the English language is somewhat different according to the continent?
It's definitely different from American English,
isn't it?
Yeah.
So American English is it's definitely different from UK English, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's words, isn't it? It's just they've got different words.
But also certain parts of America, if you go to New England, from what I've been told, the accent is more akin to older English than the modern day English accent.
Oh, right.
I don't know how true that is. This is when we went to New England like a few years back, and we were chatting to people in these small towns, and this guy at the bar as well was saying that loads of their they've had like what are they called, when you have your genes tested or whatever what is it called?
Genealogy.
That's the one. Can't remember words hard today. They were like, oh, apparently genetically they're probably more like got more of an English makeup than we do, because they're like, if their families have been in that part of America for such a long time, and that is New England, and it is like a lot of influx of English people. So it's really interesting actually. I find all that very fascinating.
Yeah, it's fascinating. And Charlie says she loves Daphne du Maurier short stories. Me too, so far. And Danny says, I'll give you that.
Fair enough.
I love you though.
Fair enough. Oh, that book, the short stories book, is called Ghosts from the Library, which is why it caught my eye.
I've seen that about.
Lost Tales of Terror and the Supernatural by Agatha Christie, Daphne du Maurier, Arthur Conan Doyle, Josephine Tay, and others.
I need to note this down.
It says it's a brand new anthology.
You really
It was
don't,
released in 2022.
Was it called Ghosts from the Library?
Ghosts from the Library, a brand new anthology of previously unpublished and uncollected supernatural mysteries by some of the masters of the Golden Age. It said that books are written to bring sunshine into our dull grey lives, to show us places we want to escape to, lives we want to live, people we want to love. But there are also stories that can only be found in the deepest, darkest corners of the library, which are these ones apparently. Forgotten Tales Resurrected.
I wonder which Agatha Christie story they've put in there, because she only really, that I know of, had like one volume of supernatural-ish, some of them short stories, and that's The Hound of Death.
Interesting.
So,
I wonder if it's got might be a list online about it. Let's see if I can find it while you.
Let's have a look at what Berna said. Berna said, we love the story Don't Look Now, but overall it was a high 7 out of 10 again. Yeah, I remember now. Don't Look Now, the title story was amazing. The rest of the stories, not so much. But they were fine. They just weren't. They didn't live up to the title story. So, Jennifer says the new short story collection sounds fab. Don't reserve it at your library, Jennifer. You're still on the ban, aren't you, from your library?
It's called Personal Call. Personal Call.
Yeah, that is in the Hound of Death collection, I think. I believe.
Imagine they wouldn't have found any new Agatha Christie by now.
No. There was 2 were found when like a guy basically went through all of her notebooks. He was given permission to look at all of them.
Amazing.
And there's 2 books of it called Agatha Christie's Secret Notebooks, and I can't remember what the sequel was called, but they were both about that, and both of them he'd managed to like get a whole extra short story that hadn't been printed before. I think one of them was a different version of a short story that did get published, and one of them might there might have been a couple of brand new ones actually that hadn't been published before, because she quite often wrote a short story and then expanded it into a longer book. So in that case, sometimes the short story wasn't published or was forgotten until later.
Yeah.
And Jennifer says she's very nearly finished on her library ban.
How did she get banned from the library?
I don't. It's not like
she banned herself.
Out the library.
Oh, thank God! I was thinking, how did she get banned from the library? That must have been really something. No, you banned yourself, Jennifer. I take it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Jennifer's doing the reading from your own shelves, reading what you own challenge.
Oh,
she's doing it with a difference because she doesn't go out and buy loads of books, but she constantly renews books for like reserved books from her library.
This is my problem, Jennifer. I think I need to be banned from the library.
She's banned herself for a little while.
That would have been more hilarious though if they'd actually picked her
I wanted
up.
to hear that story.
She didn't get banned. Oh, Jennifer, it would be terrible if you actually got banned from your library, because I know that you go to
There'd have to be like a booktuber's behaviour badly, like
booktube jail. That's where the book police take you. Do you remember the
Imagine actually being banned. Yeah, like
there is the library cop. You know, in Seinfeld, the library cop episode is hilarious.
Oh dear, do they ban Jennifer for going to the library too much?
Imagine.
Yeah. I've got Harry slightly in shock now because he's decided to join us. Hey, Harry.
Hi, Has.
He's I don't know if we can get him. He's not very pleased. I think I'm using the blanket that he likes best, and he's not
Unacceptable.
So, Charlie says if we were all in the library together, we might get banned.
This is true.
This is true. Being too rowdy and disruptive.
And taking all of the good books out of the library.
Yeah. Just stripping the library bare, like so shall we do one more sprint so that Jack can start Jamaica in and show us all up?
Yay. That'd be great.
Yeah, so everybody else, let us know if you're reading anything different, how much you've read, because the next chat will probably be the last chat.
Yeah.
Got a yeah, let's all try not to get banned from our libraries, because libraries are the best.
Very sad.
You can chat. I'm going to try and get the timer reset. I'm a bit sluggish with that today. Not very good at getting the timer actually up. Charlie says yes, burner. Right, now I need to click start, don't I? So we will see you all in 20.
See you in a bit.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Everyone get on all right?
Not as well as I thought, but I had a problem with my chair.
Oh no. What happened to your chair, Jack?
So basically, I was like leaning back in it, and I was like, doing the kid thing at school,
Oh no. That we always tell them not to do.
which always tells them not to do. Because basically, this is like a kitchen chair that I've got here because, moved back to here, and I've put like my desk for working in this room, which I didn't have here before. So I'm using this kitchen chair because it's on the chair with casters won't go on the carpet in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And I was just leaning back, and when you kind of like the chair was, the back legs of the chair were going in, and so the back of the chair was coming out of the thing. So I was like, oh, that feels a bit loose. And I just looked down and was like, eek. Someone might fall off their chair after all in our life. We were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Could be me.
Yeah, we were debating whether we might fall asleep off chairs, but not that we would break our chairs. I had a message from my mum on that sprint that she's now watching, and that her book group once actually got asked to leave the library as they were having too noisy and rude discussions on D.H. Lawrence.
Oh,
And that was almost a library ban.
We love Alice's mum.
Yes.
Oh,
Legend.
dear.
See?
Um,
Can happen. It can happen.
Charlie was saying yes, Burner. I think that was to the no booktubers allowed sign in the library. And Sandy's got
Oh, morning, Sandy.
What time is it where Sandy is? I'm not actually too sure, but I think you'd be just getting up about now, Sandy. I know Sandy's an early riser. So.
East Coast. Is Sandy on the East Coast?
Pacific Northwest. She's in the other side. Right on the other side, isn't it? Yeah, right. Over that way.
Asian side. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's 8:15 a.m. in over there.
On Sunday morning, Sandy, go back to bed.
No, I bet Sandy's been up for hours. Sandy's
I bet she has as well.
early riser.
Yeah.
Seattle area.
Cool. Okay.
My geography of the US is so bad.
Mine is
The
also bad.
northwest bit.
Yeah. I could do north, east, south, and west, but give me a name of anywhere.
Northwest. Yes, northwest.
Northwest. Okay.
Northwest.
And Charlie Brooks says, "Hi, Alice's mum."
Hi, Alice's mum.
And Jennifer says, "Our book group got moved to a different room in the library because we were too noisy."
Was it the shed out the back, Jen?
Oh dear. We all need to stop getting banned from the library for our noisy discussions.
How dare we discuss books of passion?
Lively book discussions, how dare you?
Oh dear. Anyway, apart from Jack's journey breaking, how did everyone's reading go? Let us know in the chat if you read any pages. I read about 20 again.
7.
I read 8.
7.
7.
It's a
No,
no.
because I finished a chapter, so it was like half a page and half a page.
My 20 did include a blank page again. There's quite a few blank pages in this.
Yeah, there's none in this. None. I've read one chapter today.
How small is the print?
Quite small.
Yeah, very small.
Yeah, that is small.
So like
Nice
word
bookmark.
count. I've probably done all right.
Yeah. What about you, Ange? How did you get on?
I've another 12 pages. So it's quite the pretty book here. Yeah.
That's not so
That's not too bad.
And Jack,
Not
I'm
too
sure
bad.
everybody wants to know, did you start to make it in?
I did. Yay! I read eight pages of chapter. I'm like a couple of pages off the end. I think the first chapter is. Oh, actually, I'm quite a bit off. The first chapter's 15 pages, and I'm halfway through the first chapter.
So between the three of us, we've read half a chapter. Going well for our book club.
That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, but also I have to say, I'm straight into it. It's
Oh, excellent.
straight in there. Yeah,
Good.
it's good. It's good. Atmospheric.
Right. Oh, excellent. I do love a bit of Daphne du Maurier atmosphere. She does do atmosphere good well. Which does do atmosphere good. Words are hard today.
We word hard today.
Yeah, words hard. Bernard says she read 22 pages from the Turkish thriller book. Fly through that. It's written by a local author and it's exciting.
Oh, nice. Supporting local authors. We love that.
Yeah, always good. And Sandy is reading A Drowned World by J.G. Ballard. Didn't keep track of the number of pages. It actually slept in till around 7:30 today. That's a line for you.
It's handy.
A Drowned World. I can't remember if I said the other day when we were chatting that I bought a box of Penguin postcards of the front covers of Penguin books. It was such when it's arrived, they're so random. They're things like British herbs and really random book covers. But one of them actually was The Drowned World by J.G. Ballard. And that was probably one of the coolest covers in the box.
Is it a classic then?
J.G. Ballard would be from classic era. So I've only read a couple of J.G. Ballard, Cocaine Nights and what's the other one? Oh, I can't remember now. It'll come back to me. Just terrible memory. Clearly made an impact on me. You know.
Clearly.
And Katie's made it back. Hi again, Katie. And Charlie has moved to audiobook, reading setting her headaches off again. Oh, poor Charlie. Can only read physically for little bursts. Handy to have audiobooks though when you're struggling with physical books. So good. I've not been as into audiobooks this month. I think I was doing so many audiobooks in December and now I'm not really feeling it, but it could be because I've started listening to the new Marple book, which is like a series of 12 Marple stories by different authors, not Agatha. And I'm not getting on that well with it.
Have you hit an audiobook slump because of your choice?
I get that. The thing is, when I'm into an audiobook, I don't watch any booktube, and it's like I get really far behind. And then when I've got a really crap audiobook, I watch loads of booktube because I don't really pick it up.
See, this is why I'm so behind on booktube, because I'm constantly listening to audiobooks.
It's the same thing. I watched no booktube in December because I was listening to so many audios back to back. And didn't listen to any music. I actually listened to some music the other day because I was like, I don't want to listen to my audiobook. Which is bad. I might just not DNF, but I might DNF the audiobook.
Go for a physical.
Read it as a physical when I get out of the library sometime. I don't think it's one I want to bother buying.
Is it the same narrator for all the stories?
No, luckily it's a different one for each story, and obviously it's a different author for each story, so I think there's a fair chance of improvement. I think I've listened to 3 stories. The first one I didn't really like at all. I just felt they'd got the character of Marple wrong, which is terrible to say because I think you have to go into new Agatha Christie's knowing they won't be Agatha Christie, and I'm fine with that. And I thought I'd be better with Marple than the new Poirot books that have come out because I'm not as big a fan of Marple, but I thought they'd really trashed Marple's character in the first one. She was really, really horrible in it. So I didn't like that one. The second one was good. That was by Val McDermid, who's quite a famous thriller writer. And then the third one was fine, but Marple went to Manhattan, which was a bit weird. I couldn't quite suspend my disbelief about what was happening in that one. And then I think I've started the fourth one a couple of times and fallen asleep every time, so I'm not sure.
That doesn't
stop listening to it. No. So Sandy's telling us that A Drowned World is post-environmental disaster. Sounds like
sounds really good.
Yeah, it's really good so far. I'll have to look into that one. It does have a cool cover in the postcards. Harmony says, what's the longest book you've ever read? Great question. Mine was 525 print pages. Glad I didn't get it in hard copy braille in a way. Yeah.
That would have been one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Harmony's been telling me about Braille books, and I think she was saying that they are quite often produced in like several smaller books now.
I guess, do you need like thicker paper and things for Braille?
I'm not 100% sure. I don't think I've ever actually had a go with a Braille book or like seen one properly to look at. It's something I'm very interested in. So, what is the longest book everyone's ever read? Mine's got to be Count of Monte Cristo.
That is not mine.
I think that's
Mine's
1,200, was it?
Yeah, mine's A Suitable Boy.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
beast.
that is long. How many
It's
pages?
13. I feel like it's 13 something. I mean, it's longer than War and Peace, which was probably my second longest. But yeah, it's I can't remember. It was the longest book published in English at the time of its publication.
Oh wow!
And was it worth it? Was it worth being that long?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, it's a fantastic book.
It's
a really good book. It's so if you're not familiar with this, so it's set in India, and it's all around. It's called A Suitable Boy because the main one of the main characters in it, or the story is told about this girl, Lata, I think her name is, and the whole thing is around her mother's trying to find a suitable boy for her to marry. And this huge sweeping family epic set against the backdrop. It's huge. It's set against the backdrop of like the first general election after Indian independence. So it's a real like massive snapshot of that period of time, and I felt it's really immersive. Like I felt like I got a real sense of the political and social upheaval and the families, and like I just really like that sort of. I just like the picture of India, like the learning I did about because it was partition as well was about to happen. There were lots of riots, and it was a real time of upheaval politically. It's a very good book. It's a very good book. The BBC adaptation didn't do it justice. I don't know how you could do it. I don't know how you could do it justice. Really complex book.
Yeah. What about you, Ange? Have you read a really long book? Would you say?
I can't remember off the top of my head, so I was trying to have a look on Goodreads. But I'm reading Middlemarch still.
Oh, Middlemarch.
That's a chunker.
So I think by the time I finish Middlemarch, because it's 900 and something pages, this version, just over 900 pages, that's probably going to be the longest one, I think.
My longest one was Far Across by Diana Gabaldon.
Oh, yeah. Which number is that? Which number of the... Which number of the series is that?
5.
Number 5. Because I read as far as 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, I audio.
I think she likes to write a lot in those, and I think it's a little bit much.
It is overdone, but I do really. I listen to an audio. I do love the narrator. But it was 60 odd hours.
60 hours.
Yeah. 15.
Yeah, what's your longest audio book actually? That's a good question.
30 hours is about the longest I've listened to, which was Dickens. It was Our Mutual Friend. I think that was 30 hours.
Really according to Goodreads, my longest book was Red Comet. How could I forget that I read Red Comet for the BookTube prize? Yeah, because that was sort of 1,100 pages.
Was it really that long?
Because I had that and Barack Obama's memoir in the same.
That was in your BookTube prize group, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Unlucky.
And then it's going down to sort of The Mirror and the Light is the next one.
Yeah.
And Barack Obama.
But if anyone's read Lord of the Rings, that's some pretty long.
I have read that, but I counted
there
it as 3 books.
It's because it is a single book in 3 volumes. That's what it is.
So Katie says audiobooks are great when I'm trying to multitask.
Yes,
it's how I get all my boring stuff done, Katie.
And Sandy also.
Yes, she did. She read it last year. Was it one of your book club books, Sandy? I can't remember. I
think
it
was. Read it remember Sandy reading it
in about 10 days.
Yes, Sandy does read quickly. Did you enjoy it, Sandy, as well? I can't remember what I read. I'm sure I watched your review of it.
Yeah.
I can't remember now.
And Berna says the Marple stories get better after the 5th one, so I need to persevere lately with my audiobook, but not as good as original ones, of course.
How many stories are in there, Alice?
think it might be 12 or 13.
So you've got to get like halfway through before it gets good.
Yay.
That's a solid DNF for me.
Charlie picked it up last year and is excited to read it. Is that a suitable boy, Charlie?
Yeah. I think, Charlie, you said you might do a read along for it. I definitely remember you saying that. I'm calling you out on that right now.
No pressure. How many? It says when she sets up her new camera, she could do a kind of how she reads thing and show a couple of bits of Braille book and my electronic Braille reader if anyone's interested. Definitely interested in finding out more about Braille. That would be super cool. Yeah, thank you. All right, good luck with setting up your new camera. And Sandy says we read it in August over 2 weeks. I did like it quite a bit. It made the top 10 list from the first 100 books. It did. I remember seeing it on that one.
Yeah.
From Sandy's first 100 books from the 1001 books to read list.
Yes.
And Charlie says yes, a suitable boy. So yeah, let us know when the read along is going to be, Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie, no pressure.
Not
I
don't believe in long books. Oh dear. Yeah, so shall we go? I feel like it's probably time to go. It's 4:30.
Oh, I suppose
it looks really dark. Have you all got lights on?
I just put my ring light on because it got really dark. Yeah.
I feel like I'm sitting in a cave. I get told off by my husband if I put the lights on. Energy crisis.
Oh no. The sun is set in Suffolk and Gemma can no longer have light.
It is. To be fair, actually, do you know what? We're past. It's brighter than it was a few weeks ago, right? At this time.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good sign. Oh, the darkness. Can't bear it.
It's always nice when we start to get longer days again.
Yes.
Get rid of those dark nights.
Yeah, it's not dark out there, but
probably got enough dark evenings left to read Jamaica in.
It's perfect for the dark evening and the dark mornings because I've been doing Sandy and reading in the very early morning when I get up. Up a little bit earlier to read. So yeah, perfect atmosphere.
I don't do that because I'm not an early person, but when I wake up, I do like to read a bit in bed before committing to getting up.
I'm not an early person. I'm trying to be because otherwise I just don't have time to do anything. It's the way the days are going lately.
It's a good way to carve out some time for yourself to do reading, though, if you're busy.
It's a lovely way to start the day.
Charlie says, thank you guys for hosting this. It's been fun taking part. Thanks for coming, Charlie.
Thanks, Charlie.
Thanks
for
doing
better.
Readathon, yeah. Get well wishes to Charlie. And thank you everybody who has participated in the Past and Future Readathon. It's been great fun hosting it. And it's been great to have you today, Ange, as a special guest star.
Yes.
How did you get on your bingo board, Anne? Have you done the bingo board? Have you got prompts?
Well, it depends if I interpret the word read as in I have read that book and not finished it.
Or currently reading.
I had that caveat too, mate.
That's what Gemma had.
Let's go with the Gemma style of the board.
I've got a full bingo board, Gemma style.
Yeah. Well done. That's fantastic news. And I just want to say before we go, although we have got a couple more comments to look at, that don't forget everybody to check out all these lovely ladies' channels. Thanks for coming on with me, ladies. Angie's channel is Angie's Book Chatter. Gemma's Gemma Books, and Jack is Spread Book Joy, and they're all linked in the description down below. Go and check them out because they make lovely bookish videos. And I'm going to be live again with Gemma on her channel on Wednesday.
Yes, talking BookTube prize.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
So then we will know whether we've got to read 6 extra books in February to what we've already committed to.
We're all hoping that Alice has to read To Paradise.
No, nobody hoped for this. Everybody.
Robert, if you're watching To Paradise, Alice
he doesn't control it. It's the computer. It's in the computer's hands. Come on, computer. No to Paradise. No. Everybody in the comments,
That's a bit of a
You put it,
send
you put it
mine
out
for
into
me.
the universe now, Alice. You just into paradise, so the universe thinks you want it.
No, and what you missed is I've already said I am convinced that I'm going to get to paradise as the universe's way of balancing out me getting Cloud Cuckoo Land last year and it being my favourite of the year. So I'm doomed. I'm actually doomed. And if I don't get that one, I bet I get one of the other long ones. How many long ones were there, Gemma? Enough for a full group.
5 or 6? There's only like 5 or 6 that are over 500 pages.
Enough for a complete group.
Oh,
So
I've got to do that.
Thank you, Alice, for creating the Past and Future Readathon reading challenge on Storygraph. Oh, you're welcome. I've totally forgotten about Storygraph, but yeah, I'm going to fill in my.
I've got to fill in mine as well.
Fill in my books on it because I forgot all about it. Thanks, Laurie, for reminding me. And BJ Minton says, "Enjoyed it, ladies. Thank you. Thanks for coming, BJ.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming, Katie. Katie says, I'm ready for longer daylight. Time change for us in 6 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, in the spring we will get that. And Sandy is so close to a full bingo card.
Yay.
Well done, Sandy. And Berna says she hopes we have a wonderful rest of the day.
Oh,
Yeah.
you too, Berna.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming, everybody. And hope you all have a good rest of your Sunday and rest of your weekend.
Yeah, happy Sunday.
Yeah.
Thanks for hosting.
Yeah, thanks for
Thanks for coming. And yeah, I'll speak to you all again soon. So bye for now, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.